I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a
Adam here from Boston Automations. It's March 27th, 2021. We are doing a walkthrough of the Sonance IS series speaker depth gauge testing. What this will be is a tester to show the depth of the plaster over the Invisible series speakers. So what we first do is put the speaker into the wall. It will be covered over by plaster, and then we're going to test the depth of the plaster to make sure it's not too thick. If it is, we'll have to sand it down a bit to get to the right number, the goal being 1 to 1.5 millimeters. The depth can be up to 3 millimeters, but that is absolute last resort, and we try to avoid anything over 1.5. So the testing is done using the Sonance DG1 test kit. This is a Sonance product made specifically for this IS series speaker. So we'll quickly open this. Not exactly the best demo for one person to be doing, but we'll do our best here. So we've got our magnet. This will help you find the discs in the corner of the speaker. We have our calibration disc. This is to calibrate the tester. However, you don't really need this because it comes calibrated out of the box. We've got our tester, and here's the measuring gauge. So what we do is we take our gauge, we're going to plug this in. Gauge is now plugged in, so we will hit power. Get our welcome screen, and we're ready to go. So what we recommend is to put the cardboard cutout over your speaker, which will help you align the magnets much easier. The other advantage of this cutout is you can write your final millimeter measurement on each corner. You write the name of the speaker, and then you can take a picture of this cutout and email it along with the other speakers to hello@bostonautomations.com, so we can retain the measurements on file. We'll also need a picture of the gauge itself with that number that'll show up on the screen, so we can save all the information. So once you have the cutout up on the wall, we've already gone ahead and done our pencil circles. You stick the magnet, it finds the disc. You're going to do that on all four, and you'll find your magnets. You can mark those circles with a pencil, and you can take off the cardboard if you like for easier testing. So now that we have our next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take our gauge. We're going to try and show this with one hand, and we're going to put the gauge onto the rough loop. As you see from the gauge measurement, we have 3.488 millimeters. Now what you need to do is slowly move the gauge around this area, and the lowest number will be what your lowest measurement is. The gauge will never show a measurement lower than what the drywall is. So you never have to worry about missing or anything like that. So we'll move around a bit. We'll see at 8. So these numbers mean that we're not hitting any metal. So now we get 2.9, 3. So we're hitting metal at all these measurements. We've now left the metal. We'll move back. So it looks like 2.917 will be our lowest measurement for this corner. So you repeat this step for all four corners until you get an adequate measurement. Once again, 3 is acceptable worst case, but the ideal is the 1 to 1.5 millimeter. Once you're complete with the system, you just simply hit the power button. It will turn off and you can pack it away back in the case. The final thing to keep in mind is that we are only measuring the edges. So to ensure that the middle does not have too much mud, what you do is take a straight edge and go across the speaker on all sides. And as long as you are level to within 1/32 of an inch, then you should be well within the tolerances of the speaker requirements. If you are close to 3 millimeters on your corners, then you're most likely going to have to be very precise on your straight edge, almost perfectly level across the entire dimensions. That should be it for the speaker. So once you get your measurements done and you're all set, you can finish with your final coat of paint, and then we'll be all done.